Today, I'm going to explain a Hindi language fantasy action adventure movie, Brahmastra, released in the year 2022. The movie is about Shiva, an orphan whose world gets turned upside down after learning that his parents belong to a group of powerful divine protectors. He is also one of them and now has the responsibility to save the world from destruction. But before we begin to tell you the story, please subscribe to our channel as we really need your support to grow and continue making these amazing recaps. The movie opens with a narrator stating that there are many beautiful stories woven into Indian history, and he is going to tell us one of these stories. The narrator mentions once, many sages gathered and prayed in the Himalayan mountains, as a result of which they were blessed with divine light. When the divine light hit the mountain, it gave birth to many weapons of power called astras. Each astra contained the powers of fire, water, air, and many animals inside them. But it all led to the beginning of the great astra called Brahmastra. Brahmastra was like the third eye of the god Shiva, as it had the ability to create and destroy anything. Brahmastra forced all sages to gather again, and they managed to control the powers of Brahmastra. Brahmastra was controlled by a tribe of sages called Brahmaj, which kept protecting the Brahmastra and their astras generation by generation. But as time passed, people forgot entirely about the Brahmastra and astras. The narrator then leads us to a boy named Shiva and mentions that Shiva is connected to Brahmastra, but he is unaware of it, and his life is going to change because this brave warrior is going to be summoned by Brahmastra. On the day of Dussehra, Shiva is seen praying to goddess Durga, and the moment he closes his eyes, he visualizes a scientist, Mohan, holding a piece of Brahmastra in his hands. But then two men who seem to be antagonists, Zor and Riftar, arrive there, and before they can snatch the part from him, Mohan throws the piece away, which changes its form, and the duo fails to find it. Mohan finds an opportunity and wears his anklet, which gives him the powers of a monkey, and he manages to dodge Zor and Riftar, revealing that the anklet is, in fact, the Varanastra. After Zor and Riftar leave, Mohan returns to his apartment, but a woman named Janoon overpowers him and snatches the piece from him. Mohan tries to warn her, but Janoon informs her she knows Brahmastra's potential. Scene changes and we see Shiva in a party where he spots a girl who he has seen before and starts going after her. Eventually, Shiva meets the girl in the lift, and after introducing himself, he reveals that he likes her. The girl makes fun of him, and he acknowledges that her name is Aisha. Instead of getting mad, Aisha invites him to her party, but Shiva apologizes for not being able to attend her party because he already has some other plan. Aisha likes him and insists she wants to accompany him to his party. Shiva informs him that she is rich and may not like the place where he is going, but Aisha convinces Shiva to take her with him. Aisha's friends also do not like it at first, but she persuades them, and Shiva leads them to his orphanage, where he celebrates the birthday of an orphan girl. Aisha gets emotional watching Shiva celebrating life with orphans and joins them. After that, Shiva leads Aisha to his room and informs her that he has spent most of his life here as an orphan because he lost his parents at young age. When asked about his father, Shiva reveals that he doesn't know anything about his father and is thinking of lending his wife's surname. Shiva shows his room to Aisha and mentions that his mother used to stay here with him, and he has rented this room since he started earning. Aisha spots a conch shell in a small temple inside Shiva's room and questions about it. Shiva reveals that the conch shell belongs to his mother. Aisha gets sad after listening to Shiva's story, but then Shiva changes her mood and tells her about finding the light in the dark moments of their life. On being asked, Shiva reveals that he finds his light in goddess Durga, his mother's memories, and the smiles of the orphan boys and the girls he is raising. Suddenly, Shiva starts getting visions about his mother's death and spots Mohan again. Aisha gets worried about Shiva, but he runs away, leaving her there, and watches that Janoon has captured Mohan and summons Astra of Control to extract information from Mohan about the second part. She reads his mind and orders him to show her the owner of the second part. Mohan informs her and shows her that an artist named Anish Shetty owns the second part, and he is currently in a city called Varanasi. Mohan adds that there are 3 parts of Brahmastra and mentions a Guruji of an ashram. When Janoon asks about ashram and Guruji, Shiva whispers and asks Janoon to stop this. Mohan listens to Shiva's voice in his head, refuses to answer any further questions from Janoon, and kills himself by jumping off the building. The next day, Shiva wakes up and learns that Aisha kept waiting for him for 2 hours last night. His boys inform him that she is their friend on Facebook, and she is decorating her house for a festival. Shiva arrives at her home to apologize, but he observes Mohan's picture in the newspaper with an article about his death. He listens to the news about Mohan's death and is confused when Aisha comes there and asks everyone to leave. When asked why he is worried, Shiva tells Aisha that last night he saw Mohan in his vision and that he was killed by 3 killers, Junoon, Riftar, and Zor, and mentions that it was the reason why he left her alone. Shiva adds that he knows their next target, and Aisha searches on the internet about Anish Shetty, who is working on a historical site in Varanasi. Aisha forgives Shiva for leaving her alone and suggests him to tell everything to the police, but Shiva states that they will not believe him. Shiva tells her that he is going to Varanasi to save Anish. Aisha convinces Shiva to let her join him and they both start their journey toward Varanasi. Eventually, they arrive in Varanasi, and Shiva's hand attracts fire, due to which Aisha gets mad at him for keeping it a secret. Shiva then spots the killers there and asks Aisha to follow them. They spot Riftar using Varanastra and rush to warn Anish about the killers. On their way, Aisha separates from Shiva by informing him that she has the plan to work on and asks him to approach Anish. Shiva finds Anish and is about to talk to him about the killers, but Riftar arrives, and Aisha intentionally runs into him and lies to him about her phone being dead. Riftar apologizes to her, but Shiva takes Anish and hides behind the statues. After Riftar moves away, Shiva informs Anish that he knows that Anish is a member of Brahmastra and is here to save him. Following that, Riftar spots Aisha using her phone and talking to Shiva about Anish. Riftar attacks her, stating that they must not have gotten involved. Aisha screams Shiva's name, and he immediately comes to save her and engages in a fight with Riftar. Riftar easily gains the upper hand on Shiva and shoots him, but Anish takes the bullet by jumping in front of Shiva. Anish then uses his Astra and knocks out Riftar. Following that, Anish, Shiva, and Aisha escape from the scene. The trio is seen in the car when Aisha and Shiva insist on taking Anish to the hospital, but he denies. Anish heals himself using Nandayastra, and Aisha asks him to put Ashram's address in her phone, so they may go there. When asked about the marked location, Anish informs the duo that they are going to the Himalayas from where all of this started. Following day, Shiva questions Manish about Brahmastra, and he reveals that Brahmastra is the lord of all astras and is very powerful but is divided into 3 different parts. Aisha insists on seeing the second part, so Shiva starts getting visions again and realizes that the killers are keeping an eye on them. Manish gets confused after looking at Shiva and orders Shiva and Aisha to leave by taking the second piece with them. Shiva becomes concerned for Anish, but he convinces him to leave, stating that it is his duty to protect Brahmastra. After they leave, Anish uses Nandayastra and destroys the truck in which the killers are present. Shiva keeps watching Manish through his visions. He visualizes that Zor and Junoon awaken when Manish tries to push the truck down the hill and witnesses Manish dying. Shiva and Aisha realize that one of the 3 killers is missing, and suddenly, Riftar appears there and attacks their car. They try to get rid of Riftar, but he uses Varanastra and keeps following them. Eventually, Shiva and Aisha realize they have arrived at the ashram and throw the car down the mountain along with Riftar. After that, Shiva climbs the wall of the ashram and is busy opening the door for Aisha when she confesses that she loves him too. Unfortunately, Riftar climbs back and is about to kill Aisha, but Shiva points his hand in his direction, due to which fire follows Shiva and burns Riftar alive. Before we continue, we thank you from team of IMDb 8 Recap for your subscription. This incident draws Guru's attention, and he arrives there when Shiva falls unconscious. Aisha worries about Shiva when he panics, dreaming about his mother dying from fire. Meanwhile, Junoon is seen addressing a statue as her master, and she asks him for additional powers while promising him to find Brahmastra for his rebirth. Junoon gets a stone in return for her request. Shiva wakes up and sees a gathering of all members of Brahmastra in the ashram. Guruji informs the members that they have lost their 2 astras and 1 piece of Brahmastra along with their 2 members. Guru spots Shiva and ends the meeting stating they need to find the answer to what is happening. Shiva meets Aisha, and they leave the meet to hug each other. Aisha introduces Ravina, Rani, Tensing, and Shur to Shiva, and Rani asks them to meet Guruji, who is waiting for them. Shiva meets Guru, and when he offers Brahmastra membership to Shiva, he denies it, stating he has Aisha, who means everything to him and does not need his membership. Guru tells him that he has no other option but to accept his offer, but Shiva decides to leave, thinking he has every right to choose what he wants to do. Before Shiva can leave, Guruji stops him and gives him a choice of staying here without Aisha in return for the information about his parents, who were also members of Brahmastra. Shiva agrees and says goodbye to Aisha when Guruji promises him to call her back soon. Following that, Shiva reports everything to Guruji about Junoon, whom he has seen in his dreams, and adds that he thinks she also has a guru. After that, Shiva warns Guruji that she is very dangerous. Guruji starts Shiva's training, But Shiva keeps failing, upon which Guruji suggests him to find his trigger which initiates his power. While practicing, Shiva observes Ravina, Shur, Tensing, and Rani. Shiva panics after dreaming about Janoon, who is using the black stone to control people, but Shiva diverts his focus to Aisha, who is in his room to get his belongings. But Zor arrives there, and despite being held by many other Astras, he manages to injure Aisha. Shiva gets scared and rushes to contact Aisha and discovers that she is okay. The fire starts moving toward him during his call to Nisha, which Guruji notices. Guruji approaches Shiva when he is worried. Guruji asks for the reason and Shiva explains that he is only able to use the fire power when Aisha is around, so she must be the trigger. Shiva tells him that he is afraid that the fire can kill Aisha, like it killed his mother. Guruji informs him that Aisha is not his trigger, but it's his lover for her, which makes him Agnyastra. At the same time, his fear does not allow him to control fire. Upon being given a choice to select love or fear, Shiva picks love and starts controlling the fire. Shiva then keeps practicing and mastering the art of controlling the fire by imagining Aisha alongside him. One day, Shiva is with Guruji when one of Janoon's soldiers arrives there and attempts to attack Shiva, who is holding a lighter in his hand. As Guruji turns the lighter off, the man calms and leaves while looking for ashram. Guruji realizes that the man is looking for their ashram, and the pendant he is wearing has glimmers of Agnyastra inside it. Guruji informs Shiva and his students that it's time to tell them a story. Guruji mentioned around 30 years ago, Brahmastra used to be a single piece, and it was Brahmacha's duty to keep it safe. Guru then adds that a warrior named Dev had great affection for Astras, due to which he had many Astras. He wanted to be Brahm Dev, for which he needed Brahmastra, and he killed many Brahmach members to get it. But when he achieved Brahmastra, a pious lady named Amrita broke Brahmastra into 3 pieces, one of which is lost. Guruji says that it is believed that the ocean swallowed the island on which Amrita and Dev battled, and the third part may be with them. Shiva questions that Guruji was supposed to tell him the story of his parents, and Guruji reveals that the fight for Brahmastra was between 2 lovers and that Shiva is Amrita's son, but Shiva does not believe him. Suddenly, Ravina finds a pendant, and they all rush to see where all villagers go. Eventually, they discover that Janoon has prepared her army and orders his soldiers to find ashram. Shiva gets the pendant and wears it, so he arrives in front of Janoon's master, who starts attracting Shiva toward himself, but Guruji spots him wearing the pendant and takes it off immediately. Shiva informs them that Janoon has seen them, and before the army can attack them, Guruji uses his astra and makes a large tree fall on them. After they return to their ashram, Shiva meets Aisha, and then Guruji uses his blood on the conch shell, due to which it changes into the 3rd piece of Brahmastra. Guruji assures Shiva that he is Amrita's son, and Shiva realizes that after the battle for Brahmastra, Amrita and Dev both survived. He acknowledges that Janoon and her army are working for Dev, and he is not still completely alive, but he is here. Following that, Shiva and Guruji send all of Astra to a safe place and keep only those Astras they will use against Janoon. Shiva shows his powers to Aisha, and then Janoon arrives and captures everyone except for Aisha and Shiva. The duo returns to Guruji and learns that Janoon has kidnapped and will torture her until she finds the 3rd piece of Brahmastra. Shiva and Aisha have the 3rd piece, and Shiva promises Guruji that he will let Janoon take it. Shiva gives a lighter to Aisha, and they leave after opening Rani's hands with a flame. Shiva confronts Janoon and insists he wants to talk to Dev and trick her. Aisha lights the fire using the lighter, and Shiva overpowers everyone using his abilities. Janoon thinks of a plan, and she uses the weapon of water and gains the upper hand on Shiva. But then Rani arrives and protects them. When everyone is busy fighting Janoon and her army, Aisha separates from others and enters the jungle holding the 3rd piece of Brahmastra. Janoon's army gains the upper hand on Shiva, but when Aisha calls him for help after seeing Janoon, Shiva knocks out Janoon's army using his powers within seconds and arrives to save his love. Shiva tries to persuade Janoon to give up, but she tells him that his life belongs to Dev and requests Dev to show his powers to Shiva. Janoon uses Dev's weapon of fire and overpowers Shiva. Then she returns to Aisha and tries to snatch the 3rd part. During this, Zor attacks Shiva, but Guruji and Shiva team up and kill him. Janoon is about to take the 3rd part, but Tensing throws her off the hill using his powers. When Tensing hugs Aisha, thinking Janoon has died, she appears and kills Tensing. Janoon climbs back and connects all parts of Brahmastra, due to which she falls down the mountain and dies. After Brahmastra assembles, it starts destroying everything, and Aisha is trapped beside it. Shiva watches Aisha and rushes to save her without even thinking about himself. Shiva approaches Aisha and hugs her, stating that he loves her and will die before her. Brahmastra uses its full potential to destroy everything. But Shiva is determined to protect Aisha, due to which he gains his real powers, and he manages to calm Brahmastra single-handedly. Guruji then mentions that he realized that no power is greater than the power of love, and Shiva's love made him overpower Brahmastra. Shiva moves toward Brahmastra and holds it in his hands. This incident enables Shiva to start a fire without even a flame, and the movie ends here. In the post-credit scene, we see that Shiva's whole incident of overpowering Brahmastra was just a vision of the future. In reality, Brahmastra awakens Dev, and he comes into his real form. Overall, Brahmastra is a great movie to watch with an amazing storyline, so make sure to check it out. To watch many more exciting recaps like this, don't forget to subscribe, as that's the only way we can keep making these fantastic recaps, and like this video. Let us know in the comments section about your next favorite movie that you would like us to recap. Thanks again for watching, and stay safe and healthy.